Drift X Cuddle Team Leader by Annoying Pup. "Are you okay?" the pink bear said, looking down at the man wearing the red and yellow hoodie. Drift slowly began to wake up, however. His vision was still blurry. "You know when you jump through a rift, you're supposed to pull your parachute, right?" the pink bear said, offering the strange man a hand up. Regardless of Drift's confused state, he still took the hand up and looked at her. Where am I? And who are you?" he asked, making the girl give him a confused stare. Not that he could see it through her mask anyways. "Jesus, how hard did you hit your head?" the girl said, before being cut off by the boy falling on her, and her natural instinct of catching him saving Drift from hitting the hard ground. After about a good hour, Drift awoken and found himself breathing heavily in a strange room. The room he was in was underground, and beside him was a weird computer thing. "So you're awake again?" the pink bear said once again. This time, the Drift was able to see her clearly. "Who are you?" Drift asked, standing up from the mattress he was laying on to get a good look at her. Well, just call me the Cuddle Team Leader, but Cuddle for short." Drift nodded and began to laugh a bit, mostly out of awkwardness. "We're in Salty Springs, in a hidden room underground, by the way. You asked me before," she said calmly, knowing he was confused. After a while of them chatting, mostly about each other and where they were, Cuddle began to enjoy his company, and the same went for Drift. "So, will you ever remove your mask?" Drift asked. "Nope," she returned in a slick tone. However, Drift wanted to take a risk. Well, how will I ever kiss you?" he said with a smirk, hoping he was reading her correctly. After a good minute of silence between them, just sitting and looking at each other, she finally spoke. "We can't. But you know what I want? Do you know what we can do?" she said, while crawling towards him. Drift smirked and watched as she came face to face with him. "Or really, what so?" Drift asked with a suggestive grin. Cuddle then pushed him flat onto his back and began to feel on his chest. "Oh, see, you're not that big of a noob, are you?" she asked, receiving a laugh from the blushing Drift. "Okay, let's do this thing." After a while of teasing each other, soon they both had their clothes removed. Only Panda didn't take off her mask. Drift didn't really seem to mind it though. He still loved her regardless. Panda was on top of Drift, rubbing her face into his neck. "You ready, love?" she asked, receiving a nod. Cuddle slowly lowered herself onto him, receiving a pleasure-filled moan from both of them. Drift gently grabbed onto her hips and waited for her to move. Soon, she started moving her hips up and down slowly, with small moans. Drift soon began to thrust up into her, getting impatient of the slow pace. Cuddle then let out a loud moan and hugged onto him, enjoying his hard thrust. This lasted for about 2 minutes before Cuddle yelled out, "I'm gonna," followed by Drift grunting out, "Me too." They both were gasping for air as they continued to hold on to each other, laughing at how much fun they had. "That was fun. We have to do it again sometime," Drift said happily. Yeah, Cuddle said unsure, before finally saying, Do you still want to see my face? Drift was shocked with wide eyes before nodding. Panda slowly took off her mask. The end.